Hi guys, my name's Elle for those of you who are new to the channel, and I'm a current second year architecture student here at IIT. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right on into it with Talon's top 10 tips for a smooth advising experience. So the first tip I want to share with you guys today is to make sure you check out that sample curriculum that's available online for your specific major. If you Google IIT Your Major Sample Curriculum, that should pop up right away. And this is just a really great tool for you to use to make sure you're taking the right classes at the right time, so they're not out of order, so you're learning all the material in a way that makes sense for you. Tip number 2 for today is to make sure you check your Degreeworks to see what credit you already have before your advising meeting coming into IIT. So you likely already have gained credit from AP, IB, maybe ACT or SAT scores, and will have knocked out a couple of those general education classes, and you want to make sure you're not retaking any topics unless you maybe took those classes a while ago and would like a refresher on the material. So the third tip today is to make sure to really take your time preparing for that ALEX Math Placement Assessment, as well as the other placement assessments that IIT will have you take. This is just to ensure that you do perform your best and we are able to place you in the appropriate course. We don't want to accidentally place you in one that's maybe too rigorous for you at that point, or just way too easy that's going to leave you bored. Tip number 4 is to check out this really cool website called Pop We Clarify. Fun fact, that was actually made by an IIT student for IIT students just to really help streamline your scheduling process. So Pop We Clarify has a catalog of all of the courses that IIT offers for a certain period, so whether it's fall, spring, or summer, and it's really helpful because you can actually look up the class number or the class name or even the professor instead of that long CCRN number that Degreeworks will have you go through. The page itself also has a live schedule, so as you are scrolling through the class list and selecting the classes you would like to take, whether it's certain times with certain professors, it will actually make that schedule for you live right next to the class list, which is super helpful, so you're able to see, oh, maybe I've signed up for too many 8 a.m.s, or actually I have a really late class this day, and I actually don't want any classes then at all. Can I schedule a different one? So it's definitely a really helpful tool that I recommend you guys check out. Tip number 5 is to make sure you're asking questions. If anything pops into your head during, after, or even before the meeting, feel free to shoot them an email or even ask them during your session. And here's a little pro tip for when you're emailing your advisors if you ever have any questions or concerns. Make sure you use the right title when you're emailing them. This was a mistake that I made when I was a freshman because I was used to calling my teachers Mr. or Mrs. And actually most of the advisors at IIT are professors, so make sure to refer to them as such. It'll just earn you some extra brownie points. Tip number 6 is to make sure to take note of your PIN during your advising meeting. So this registration PIN is really important because it's what's going to allow you to register for classes in the upcoming fall semester. You will be able to access it later through your My IIT portal. However, it is good practice to just write it down for a backup, or maybe in case the system is down and you're not able to access your registration PIN later. I really don't think that that's going to happen, guys, just to clarify, but again, this is just a good practice, so it's a good tip to mention. Tip number 7 is to make sure to ask and take note of when your specific day is to register for courses. So the day that we typically share with people for when courses are open for registration is the day that upperclassmen or special circumstance, special cases are able to start registering for classes. Underclassmen are typically allowed to schedule later in the week, and you want to make sure that you take note of that day so you can go ahead and schedule your classes as soon as you can before they fill up. However, this is another case where you want to make sure you are paying attention to your own Degreeworks, because occasionally if you come into IIT with any transfer credits, you can be marked as a year higher than you think you are. So for example, when I was coming into IIT, instead of starting as an undergraduate first year, I was an undergraduate second year, so I got to schedule my classes a day early, which was really nice. Tip number 8 today is to check your account ideally a week before that registration day, just to make sure that there aren't any holds on your account. If there is a hold on your account for any reason, you won't be able to register for your courses. So that's why I'm saying you should check it about a week before. That way, if you do have a hold, you can contact the right offices to go about getting rid of that hold. If you are unsure why you have that hold, you're always able to reach out to undergraduate academic advising, or ideally your specific advisor, to see what you can do to get that hold taken care of. Here's a little sneaky tip, maybe tip 8.5. If you're having any other issues with registering for classes when you're actually in Degreeworks, an issue might not be holds on your account, but just that you're not scheduling for a lab and a lecture class at the same time. So if something isn't working right and that class does have a lab, make sure that you're signing up for a lab and a lecture class at the same time. Tip number 9, we're at the home stretch, guys. So tip number 9 is to try to start the scheduling process sooner rather than later. This is just because your academic advisors do have other students that they are helping throughout this semester, and so sometimes, especially closer to those registration deadlines, they get really busy with other students. So if you can reach out to them sooner, it can help alleviate some stress on your end just to figure out your schedule right away, and also alleviate stress on their end because they know that they've already helped this one student and won't need to help them during the rush closer to the registration deadlines. That's all I really have to share with you guys today though. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I hope you guys have the smoothest advising appointment possible and these tips come in handy. If you're interested in knowing more about IIT and the campus and student life, feel free to check out Illinois Tech Hawk Preview TV for our other videos on that channel. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!